Hello. Kind of running late. I was outside. She said, "Hey, it's like 7 o'clock." I said, "Nah, you just kidding me." No,
Well,
I'm not.
because you looked at the clock on the stove and it still said 5:40
Yeah.
when I went outside, so I
Let
knew
me
it was
send
6:43.
let me send her a something here on Facebook if I can open up Facebook again.
Ooh-wee.
Give me 1 second here. Come
I'm gonna
on.
turn the fan on a little bit higher.
Yeah, sure. My shirt's just wet. It don't matter.
You didn't change?
Not yet.
Yuck.
Okay, guys, just hold on 1 second here.
Sorry about that. It was my fault. I went outside to wash the RV. I told him I might not be on tonight, but
All right.
the mosquitoes sent me in.
Okay. Well, it's been kind of busy day, and I've been following this Kori Gauthier's case. I mean, minute by minute, and I have some very questions about this whole case today. My whole back of my shirt's wet, and I'm trying to. In a few minutes, I'm gonna switch it over here and try to change my shirts.
We ain't doing no striptease on TV.
No, but it's a very sad situation in any case. That means the body, but they found 3 or 4 bodies in this river the last few days before this happened. I mean, people fall off of barges, people go swimming and drown, people do a lot of stuff. So we're not sure if this is the body of this girl or not. I'll say this. If it is her body, I don't think that she could have possibly went all the way down that river from where she was, if she did jump off the bridge, to where this girl, the body was pulled out of the river. And I'm going to explain why I don't believe so. Now, I may be wrong. I've been wrong once or twice in my life before. But in this case, I'm gonna try to explain to you about it. We'll go over to my. I was gonna just do a re-update of what we're looking at, and of course we're talking about this girl here, Kori Gauthier, LSU student. Got into an argument with her boyfriend on the way home, parked her car in the middle of the bridge, and got out and disappeared. Now a lot of things are unanswered. This one, how big an argument was it? You know, was it a breakup argument? Got you there. Was it a breakup argument? Was it just a little tiff? Was it serious enough for her to do something like this? You know, that's what I would like to know. The boyfriend went radio silence right after she disappeared. Canceled all his social media accounts. No Facebook, Instagram, nothing. Closed everything. So, you know, that's a big red flag to me. That why did he do that all of a sudden? Why hasn't he come out and said, just like Mr. Berry that we often talk about, why isn't he one out there leading the search, leading the charge? Even come out and say, look, we had a little argument about this or that. But instead, he's radio silence. Nothing. You don't hear nothing about him. Can't find out. I did find out his name. I tried to find as much information as possible on him. I'm not going to say his name because there's nothing out there, to be honest with you. I could possibly run a people find check on him, but I didn't figure I'd find out anything. Apparently he's fairly straight up guy, other than having this relationship that has turned into this. Let me go up here and see if this is as far as I've done. No, that's something else I want to cover. Right here, 200 people gathered for a prayer vigil. This was, I think, last night. It wasn't when they found the body later in the river. But, you know, this girl says, I saw her Monday. We hung out. She was happy. Now, listen, the 2 cadaver dogs hit on double location in the river. This is not where the body was found, a long way from that, 85 to 90 feet. Let me tell you something. That river has had so many dead bodies in it, it wouldn't surprise me. There's been a bunch of people jump off that bridge. There's been people drowned for all kinds of things. The river is moving. It's heavy. Rain is set in. I want to show you a picture. This is the outer banks of the river. The river goes all the way out past the levees to the levees. So, you know, it's overflown. Now, this picture is a classic example of why I don't think a body could flow down from the bridge. You see all those islands and grown up weeds and everything in there. I just don't believe a body it would get stuck, hung up. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to pass down through here instead of covering all this stuff, other stuff right now. I'm going to show you. This map is a straight line from the reserve where the body was recovered to Baton Rouge. A straight line is a huge distance, but look at the river. Look at the river and tell me how a body doesn't get hung up from something. This is the top part of the river. The bridge is in the upper part of up the river. Up there is the bridge that her car was parked on. You see it there, I-10 bridge? The river snakes down through there. So you imagine all of the sandbars. There's sandbars all up and down this river. There's all kinds of debris in the river, especially when the river's high. This is not even showing how the river's out off the banks right now. It would be, I would think it'd be almost impossible for that body to go all the way down here. Now, this is just partial of it, but see how it snakes around? It'd be hard for not to get caught up on a barge that was tied up. It would caught up on under the, because it wouldn't float on top of the water, okay? The body is already, if it goes underwater, it gets submerged for a couple of days before it comes up from the water.
People have commented here, and let me try. Aren't there piranhas in there? Aren't there crocodiles? And we know there are.
Well, there's alligators in the river, but crocodiles are not in the freshwater usually, or in these type. Crocodiles normally live in like the African areas and stuff. Alligators, yes, but that would not affect that. Alligator won't eat alligator will not eat just a freshly dead body. It will eat one that's been in the water for a long time because they want it to be decayed. But see, underwater, start off with, the body's going to be underwater for a good period of time before it does come to the surface. I'd say for a couple of days at least. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong. But see this? Even the first little bend, you see how it gets real small there? And, you know, I just think it would be tough to do it. Now, that's just the first part of the river. There's all kinds of islands. There's all kinds of debris from being in the water because it's had all this kind of rain. There's tree limbs and everything. We were down near the Mississippi that time, and it was unbelievable the amount of trees and floating objects in the river, especially during a high tide. But you see, there's an island right there at Bahia Gala, and then White Castle. I mean, to not have a body, Gula, to not have a body go up on that island there or get into the shallows and get lodged, I realize that the water's up and a lot of that stuff is going to be underwater, but there's so much other things that it could be. Looking around Dower, I guess that's like Mara, Dara, and McCall. I mean, to me, it's almost impossible for that to float all the way down there. As much debris and everything's in the water. Now, I'm going even further. This is the other section. We haven't even got to where the body was pulled out yet. This up here, Burnsize. I'm not sure it's her, but I'm saying this body's down there. Look, I just believe that if this turns out to be her, it's going to be almost impossible for that body to float around all these curves and as high as the water was to keep it from being lodged into a tree or lodged some other place like that. It's almost impossible. and we're still going. Now, this is still coming down in this river. I don't know how many, I've got it written down here exactly how many miles it is. And then this reserve is down on the right-hand side. You can see the water changes color like it's very shallow there, but I know it's not so much. The barges go up there all the time. But see, I mean, how can you tell me a body can float all that way and not get hung up in something? I just want to know how. Here it is. An unidentified body has been found in Mississippi River near reserve, according to St. John's, the Baptist Parish Sheriff's Office. A boater spotted the body on the river. The body was removed from the water. The only thing that scares me about this, but not being coming out saying now it was a male's body. But here's another thing. The sheriff has said deputies could not identify the body because it was such advanced decomposition was advanced. Now, I don't know what temperature the water is in Mississippi right now. I know if you go down to the bottom of the Mississippi, it's not warm water. I'd say it's probably in the 60s to 70 degrees. Maybe somebody could look that up for me real quick. If the water is cold and the body's been down deep in the water, it's not going to decompose like it would if it was summertime. And it has not been super hot down in the Gulf Coast yet.
No,
Today, last week it was cold. We were down there. It was cold last week. We were on the Gulf Coast. Now, today here in Alabama, it was 81 degrees. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be 65. That's just the weather in Alabama.
Crazy.
So I'm saying, even though Louisiana, I think it's been chilly down there. It hadn't been hot. So maybe that's a possibility that's not her. Let me see if this is, here it is. Actually wondered to myself, this is a quote on one of the Facebook groups. I'm not a local, but looking at the map, looks like the bridge is at mile marker 229. The body was found at mile marker 137, or at least I believe describing it as a mile marker is right. Seems like a long way for the body to travel, not hit any trees, shrubs, get caught up a long way. And this guy's exactly right. And this town's away. If you travel by car, how long would it take you to get to the area where the body is? I say probably a couple hours away, they're saying. But if you look at that, that's a little bit less than 100 miles, is my math right there, 80-something miles. A body, say, traveling, let's just say that the water was perfect, just flowing 4 miles an hour, probably 3 miles an hour, probably at with the water like that. That's moving on at 3 miles an hour. Let's just say 3 miles an hour. Would it be? I don't have a calculator in front of me. What 3 miles an hour traveling for 5 days? How far could it go? I'm assuming they could probably go that far. Am I right? Anybody get a calculator right there that could tell me? Dina, did anybody?
No, you're talking to me. I'm doing something.
3 miles an hour times 24 hours would be, it could very easily do it in 5 days. 66 miles or whatever like that in 24 hours. Is that correct? 24 times 3. But here's my problem with that is all of these twists and turns and elbows. And I mean, a body, when anything goes down there, when anything does, say
Brittany says Google says it's 46 degrees in the Mississippi River.
As that body, first off, the body's not going to decompose that much unless it surfaced quickly, which I don't think. If somebody jumps off a bridge and drowns, they're going to stay on the bottom of that where they went under for a good bit of time. And even if the water's running, the chances of you getting hung up in a tree, a branch, there's barges. I mean, we looked at that Google Earth the other night, and you can see there's barges under that water that have sunk that they have not gotten out yet. So if somebody, for somebody to say that that body went underwater and then started traveling down there like that other place and missed trees and brush and buried stuff in cars. I mean, look at Adventures with a Purpose. They've proven there's all kinds of junk in the rivers in Nashville, and I guarantee you, if they went up there, they'd find all kinds of junk in the Mississippi River. It's full of junk, stuff that's sunk out there over the years. They've never got it up. Somebody tell me, is it logical that somebody could go underwater like this and float that far? I read a bunch of stuff online today, and one guy said he knows of 2 people that jumped off that bridge, and when he was in high school, they had never been found. Never. So we have to ask this. God forbid, but if this turns up to be this girl found down there, did she drown? Did she float all the way down there? Was she put there? You know, this whole thing to me has been totally discombobulated about it. I have questions about this whole thing. One big question is, that place up there is full of traffic cams, okay? Traffic cameras. Has they looked at a traffic camera to see if she was alone in the vehicle? Have you looked at that? When the police officer first examined the vehicle, was the seat pushed all the way forward? Because she's supposed to be a tiny girl, 5'5". The seat should have been nearly all the way up against that. And listen, we've talked about depression on this show before. I'm telling you, depression and suicidal thoughts, they're real. But what could make a girl? That's what we need to know what the argument was about. What could make a girl all of a sudden drive her car onto the bridge, park it, and jump off? And here's the one thing, the biggest thing that I really have a real serious issue with. They said her GPS was set to her aunt's house. You don't think she knew how to get to her aunt's house?
Okay, time out. I made that statement to Tina, our friend, and she said, I know how to get to your house, but I put it in my GPS anyway. Well, and she's just coming 5 miles down the road. Yeah,
I don't think a young girl would do it, though.
Maybe she hadn't been to her aunt's house a lot, though, Tommy. I mean,
she's lived in she's going to LSU.
Yeah.
She's been to her aunt's house.
She from?
I'm not sure if she's from that area or not, but still, I think that is one big thing that I'd want to know. I've heard this from a lot of people question this. Do you think she would need her GPS to get to her aunt's house if she'd been there before? If she'd stayed there overnight before? She was 5 miles from her dorm. They said she was less than 5 miles.
We're going to Wisconsin. Are we going to need directions?
Well, I know.
We've been there several times.
I have, but only when I get up there around Rockford or
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I know this.
It's late at night.
I never had a GPS until we got married, or even after that. Do you think I didn't even use a map? And I went all kinds of places without a GPS. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I've been everywhere. I've been to Washington. I rode a motorcycle in Pennsylvania to Washington, D.C. I've been to on the Gulf Coast, Panama City. I've been all kinds of places on a motorcycle and everything, and I never used any type of maps, GPS, compass, anything else. I'm just saying I don't think that she would be plugging in her GPS to go to somewhere she's been a bunch of times before. I have a real issue with that.
The bridge is known for suicides, Ginger says.
All bridges high up are known for suicides.
Look at the firefighters.
Right, but that's 8 foot off the water.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's a little different.
That's what I'm saying.
All bridges, big bridges, are known for suicides. We can't use this when comparing an 18-year-old girl's mindset. One thing is, most women statistically kill themselves with pills or with something that
they don't shoot themselves in the head.
They don't shoot themselves in the head, and they don't. It's about, even though it's about appearance, they don't jump off. Usually, don't jump off a high bridges. Plus, I mean, what would drive her to do that? That's why we really need to know what the argument was about.
Why was the engine still going?
Why leave your engine running? Right. I've heard these theories. Here's some of the theories that I've heard. I've heard that somebody believes that she was driven to that point, that her car was staged and she was carried off in another car that the car was following. Here's what, they are cameras on the bridge, supposedly.
But they're not recorded, someone just said.
You know, I don't, why would they do that, though? Why would they not have a recording, especially if there's been a bunch of suicides? Wouldn't you want to know? And if there's been an enormous amount of suicides at a location, I know that a lot of bridges put nets out. They'll put a 15, 20-foot net out 15 feet from the bridge, top of the bridge, to catch anybody that wants to jump off. I know it's not going to be perfect. You could go down to the net and then jump off. But, it's just seeing a 18-year-old girl jumping off a bridge over an argument with her boyfriend is just a little too much for me. I'm just telling you, it's a little too much for me. It makes me want to ask questions. What was the argument about? Why is he going silent on social media? Why? I know that the girl's sister has came out and said, don't jump on him. He's he's been they've been boyfriend, girlfriend for years. I mean, and they're serious about each other, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't need to be attacking. And that's not what we're doing. We're asking questions. And I think these are questions that if this turns out to be her down there, that still need to be asked. Now, one problem is I heard the uncle or the father came out with this, and I've read his statement. He says, just know what your daughter's involved in, know what your daughter's feeling. In other words, be more conscious about what your kids are feeling and take some things they say serious. Now, I don't know if she's ever been suicidal in the past. I don't know if she'd ever done anything like that in the past. But something has been, they're getting a lot of more information than we are, of course. And something has been related to him that makes him maybe feel like that something went on. Also, the police automatically said, we don't suspect foul play. I think it's a little early for them to do that, but that's what they did.
Ginger says, also many health issues have age of onset between 20 and 24. 23. And she is correct. That does seem to hit about 20 to 23. A lot of
I mean, I know someone, very, very close friend of mine, that has attempted suicide, I think 4 or 5 times. I've tried to reason with why, and they feel like they just need to kill the pain or whatever, but all of it's been later in their early 20s or late 20s. But still, and I'm not saying that it couldn't happen. I'm just saying in this manner, suddenly, I have a problem with it.
Skitty said she was an overachiever, and sometimes they break from all the pressure.
Yeah, I would like to know again what happened. I mean, what was the argument with her, the boyfriend? Because obviously something triggered it, and how serious was the argument? And I want to know too, these traffic lights, like I said, did the traffic cameras see? Because you can see right down into somebody's car, a traffic camera can, and they do record. So, let me go back up here to some of these information that I was gathering today here. Said at this time, based on evidence collected during the investigation thus far, law enforcement officials suspect no criminal activity or foul play took place. That based on the evidence collected. We don't know what evidence they're talking about.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
But, and we may never know.
But this is true.
This is what it came out also, and I'm just quoting some of the stuff I've read. Her boyfriend recently disclosed. New light on Kori's case emerges. Adverse boyfriend's recent discovery. The missing case has troubled American police recently. Yeah.
Krista, we don't know if it was her body. They don't know if it was a male or a female right now.
Boyfriend has not spoken with the media yet. He's got into an argument before the she went missing. Precise time frame, relationship in the two events still under investigation. I mean, she was absolutely a beautiful girl. 300 people have searched. They even asked search on the levee, which I kind of thought, why, if you think she jumped in the water, would you search on the levee unless it was dark? And it was 1 a.m. in the morning. You know, I would love to know what time she left her boyfriend's house.
Okay. MH says there was a young lady that was being interviewed that a student at the same college said she was once driving around at 9 p.m. near the campus when a group of guys in the car started following her.
I mean, they've had a rash in Baton Rouge of carjackings. And that's what I read about too, where people will block you in and steal your car or steal your money or steal you. And she's a young, beautiful girl. She could have very well been taken. But here's what I kind of wonder about. You know, she gets mad. They have this argument. She takes off. Her boyfriend chases her in a car, trying to get her to pull over, to finish this argument. Guys are like that. Something happened, and they got into it, and things might have escalated. I just really have some real questions about her jumping off the bridge. You know, I understand she did text, I think, her mother prior to this.
She called her.
She called her mother prior to this and said, you know, we've had this argument and I'm just going to dance so-and-so's house tonight.
No.
I mean, she tells her mother that. So the way I understand it, that's what I read. And so for her to just all of the sudden decide, no, I'm not going to Aunt so-and-so's house. I'm just going to jump off the bridge and kill myself.
I can't imagine her calling her mom and telling her where she was going, and then in the middle
taking
of the
her
bridge,
own life.
just stops the car, doesn't turn it off, and jump.
Leaves her phone and her
I don't think she jumped.
her money.
That's just.
I mean, you know, one thing is, even if she was going to go out towards the rail, I think she would have carried her phone with her, as to,
I mean, I don't
you know, maybe to call. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just can't see her. Plus, here's another thing I have a question about. The bridge, even at 1:30 in the morning, is going to have a lot of cars on it.
And 18-wheelers.
18-wheelers on it. No one has come forward to say they saw her park her car there. No one has come, unless they've collected evidence from these bridge cams or from somebody in there that says, we saw her go to the rail and jump, or we saw her go to the rail, or we saw her car parked there. There's nothing. I mean, you know, I don't know that, and we haven't been told that.
See, I think that it needs to go out nationwide that they're looking for witnesses. If you were on this bridge in New Orleans, Baton Rouge area at this day, and you noticed this.
Well, they did, but I mean, as far as it was on CBS News, I understand. I don't know if they're asked for witnesses.
Yeah,
they said that they've collected evidence, though. When you say we have collected evidence, you know, I don't remember what was that. I think here.
Janae says the girl didn't jump. I believe she was followed, kidnapped, raped, killed, and threw her body.
Well, the biggest thing about this river, this person discovered in the river. I don't know if that's her to start off with. We don't know that it's her. The things that make me think that it is a female is the fact that they did not say right away it was a male. But the deputies did say that the body was badly decomposed.
Her parents, MH says they haven't released a pic to the public, but parents have seen it where she was leaving her dorm. She was wearing a purple top, black leggings, and her hair was in a bun.
Right, and it may be that there's the, that they say they're going to have to do autopsy before they can just positively identify her, because the body was so decomposed. Which, yeah, or DNA.
Well, DNA, yeah. The parents would have given their DNA by now.
But it just gets me that the river is so cold. You would be decomposing. To me, you would be decomposing slower, and depending on how deep you were in the water, and the fact that you could float down there an entire river.
A snake.
The snake river. I mean,
we've been on rivers.
Well, first off, we took a boat trip down the
Tom
Bigby Waterway, and the first part of the river was the Tom Bigby was cut out. It's straight. It's almost totally straight. Just a few little curves, but it's very well manned and controlled. The bottom part of the river is the Alabama River, and it is like a snake. You can actually look from curve to curve. You can go around a curve and look over and say, there it is, way over there.
And you can see the
alligators in the water about 150 miles north of the Mobile Bay. But it's just the Mississippi is really, really, really it's just really curvy. It's really curvy.
I mean, when I say snaky, I meant curvy.
Yeah.
You just used a better word than me.
Yeah. And the current is strong, and there are all kinds of trees and uproots and everything in it. At that time, we went over to Mississippi with your dad and them, looking out on the Mississippi River. I said, man, I can't believe, and it had rained, but it hadn't rained a whole lot. It wasn't real high, and I could not believe all the tree limbs and trash that were floating down the middle of the Mississippi River. So
I'm with Brittany. I hope they investigated better.
But the problem with a lot of these are they find a body. They don't find any blunt force trauma because the body is decomposed.
So the parents
maybe have evidence that she was depressed. Maybe she told her boyfriend, well, I'll just go end it. You won't have to deal with me anymore. I'm just going to go end it. She might have said that to him. So I don't know. We don't know what she did. And then she might, to me, I mean, looking at that river like we have, now if it was a mile down the river, I say, yeah, it's probably her. Even after it was 80 something miles.
That's not her.
See, it's this here is the 229 is the bridge, 137 is the mile marker is the river. If this person, and he might have just done it actual mileage per the crow flies, but if that's right, it's probably double that.
2 questions. Was she pregnant? We don't know.
We don't know. I read that, I read somebody made the statement, well, she's pregnant, had an abortion. All that stuff is garbage. You don't know any of that.
And was her car in park on there, or was it must have been.
It had to be if it was running.
Or it would have been driving away.
Yeah. I see. Look at that. Look at that again. If that body had turned up even down in Mooresville, I said, okay, good possibility. But this thing is like a snake. You can't tell me this complete river, as much as it's got all kinds of stuff, especially with it over on the banks like it is right now, with all this down in here, you can't tell me that it floated down there by itself. You cannot tell me that.
Okay,
I just can't believe it.
MH, something said that somebody must have said, it says, MH, was there a time on the chat with her brother, and was the location noted on the chat or the pic? So that maybe she was chatting with her brother. And Lake Superior, you must, it says, wouldn't the alligators go after a body? Not unless they're decomposed, he says.
I don't think so. I'll be honest with you. I swam in a place down there on the coast when I was growing up called Lake Shelby. And it's right there between Orange Beach and Gulf Shores. I've swam in that lake a bunch of times. They water ski, wave runner, everything at that time. And that thing is full of alligators. The alligators are not going to attack you unless you get near a nest, or you step on one of them, or you are something decomposing. That's why they'll take, if you want to attract an alligator, the way these swamp people do on TV, they'll take a dead chicken, raw chicken, and hook a big hook in it, and they'll put it in the water. And it might be 2 days before that alligator will try to eat that chicken. Because it's not alive, or it's not freshly alive. I would think it'd be decomposing. And plus, I don't think that'd be a long shot, in my opinion. But this body was the biggest thing. I think that, there's things that make me think, well, yes, it could be her. And a lot of things on the other end tell me that I don't believe it's her. One is the route, all the curves, how she didn't get hung up on something. 2, badly decomposed. I mean, been missing 5 days. You don't badly get decomposed in 5 days, I don't think.
Kathleen's husband called them Louisiana yard dogs.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Let me tell them about that. We were looking, when we sold our house in Orange Beach years ago, we were looking for another piece of property, and Tommy said, let's go look at this condo. Everything, it looks good. So we go there, and the realtor showing us
it did look good
on
though.
The lake, on the backwater.
Gracie.
And we go out there, and there's a 10-foot alligator sunning in the backyard. And I said, no, not under any circumstances. No. He still wanted it.
Yeah, well, he would have gone away.
Oh my gosh.
Shoot him away. Yeah. If alligator chases you, don't run a straight line, zigzag, because they can't. Zigzag. They can't turn those short legs. Gracie, but it's just I'm very troubled by this case. What would drive her to stop on the bridge and jump off? That was number one. What was the argument about? Number two. With this person saying they saw her on Monday and she was very happy. Now, let me say this. People that are depressed can put on the smile for you. They can even appear to be okay, but they can be severely depressed. Okay, that I'm not saying that I mean, I've seen people that can be very happy and then kill themselves the next day. But I want to know what the argument was about. For the most part, they said she did not display any signs of depression. She was happy. She taught dance class. She was involved with the university. Her, everything was on the up and up. So let's don't automatically say she jumped off the bridge. I'm having real problem with this. About like the preacher's wife that killed herself supposedly in the back of her car in the ship container. That's another one that I still don't think killed herself. But I guess in the next day, I'd say the autopsy is probably going on. She was recovered, or whoever was recovered at 9 something this morning.
Not
Probably 11 o'clock. Got whoever it was to the morgue. Probably started if they had time, knowing this is a case of urgency. They probably did the autopsy this afternoon.
Okay. Lori said, it's really disparaging that a lovely young lady goes missing and we are trying to make her sound mentally ill. That may not be the case.
Yeah, and I 100% agree that's why I have such a hard time with this case. I don't see her killing herself this way, and I don't even know her. But just knowing what everybody has said about her, she was a great student, happy on campus, taught dance class to little kids.
Yeah,
every one of her pictures was beaming, smiling, great relationship with her parents, had a boyfriend. Ding. Some argument happened that would drive her to kill herself.
No.
I just don't see it.
No, and I don't think she was depressed.
No.
I don't. I think the pictures I've seen and the things that I've seen about it, she had the world by
tiger by the tail.
Tiger. Oh, the
LSU Tiger.
The LSU Tiger. The tiger by the tail. She did.
So yeah. So anyway, that's where I'm at on this, and I think within the next probably 48 hours, 24 hours, we'll have a completed autopsy with a identity. Here's the thing, though. I'm going to tell you right now, if they come out and say this is her, I still will not believe she jumped off that bridge, and I'll still have a problem with her floating down the river at that point, with it being, if the river was at Banks, and that I might say, okay, it's at Banks, no problem. They probably stayed within the river. I still have a problem with it. But this thing is overflowing the banks. So your chances of getting hung up on something and have trees and all kinds of stuff like that, they're astronomical. It's astronomical. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the one people that stepped up right away. And I have a huge, tremendous amount of admiration for this organization. It's the United States Cajun Navy. These are 100% volunteers, very, very well organized. And this is what Wikipedia basically says. They formed an informal ad hoc volunteer groups comprising of private boats owners who assist in search and rescue efforts in the United States, as well as offer disaster relief assistance. These groups were formed in the aftermath of Katrina and reactivated in the aftermath of 2016 Louisiana floods, Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Irma, 2018 Halago County floods, Hurricane Florence, Tropical Storm Gordon, Hurricane Michael, and Hurricane Laura, and they're credited with rescuing thousands of citizens
I love the Cajun Navy
during these disasters. And they come, I'm going to tell you, when they come, they bring all kinds of airboats, flat bottom boats, their own stuff. They supply everything. They have a shirt I remember seeing, it says when they call help, they don't call help, they call us. But they come, they volunteered. They got radio communications with all of their boats that are out there. They go out and during high water rescues, and they've even been recognized by President Trump during the State of the Union. If you have a chance, go over to their Facebook page. If you want to donate to somebody that really needs donations to help do what they do, these are the people you donate to.
They were searching for this girl too.
Yes, they were activated. They came over here and searched, and they've been out on the river. They had to cancel their search today. And that's why I kind of got mixed up. Everybody automatically assumed that this body was the girl. but they canceled because of weather. And I went today and looked on the weather, and there's a weather alert for Baton Rouge right now for inclement weather moving in. So it was truly, they didn't just say that. But this is what basically says here: we the people of Louisiana refuse to stand and wait for help in the wake of disasters of our state. Rise up and unite and rescue our neighbors. We, the people of Louisiana, refuse to stand by and wait for help in the wake of disasters of our state. Rise up, unite, and rescue our neighbors. And this is just an unbelievable organization. You know, it's, I mean, you know, you have there 300,000 people follow them, 296,000 likes. 12 of my friends also like that.
You got 12 friends.
Yeah, one thing I want to take a little break from this. The other day, they had this a weather system go down in this area, and down in Orange Beach. This is a friend of mine sent me this picture. That was one of the hailstones they had come through. It's a softball-sized hailstorm that broke car windows, condo doors, everything. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. Lucky it happened at that time. Been in daytime, people probably would have been killed. Trump honors the Cajun Navy in the State of the Union. In 2016, founder John Bridges on President Trump's honoring the volunteers during these hurricanes. So, you know, they are very well known and very well respected. And a lot of times, I'm going to tell you, because I had been in hurricanes before, down living at the Gulf Coast and working in them. A lot of times you'll find people pull up in their boats. Hey, can we help you? And a lot of times the police will say, you know, I appreciate it, but we got it from here. We'll call you if you need you. And the reason why is this. If you get 1 or 2 or 3 people with boats down there and they're not organized, people like the Cajun Navy are, you'll have people stealing from houses and everything. We had boats coming over from the Gulf side going to the Bay side, stealing TVs and stuff out of damaged houses. So you're reluctant to let John Q. Citizen, as I call it, out here try to come and help. The Cajun Navy is actually organized. They are an organized organization. So when they come, they get the respect as much as the Red Cross does and other people, because the police know that they are here to help. And they are organized through radio communication. They have a spokesman. They have somebody that will coordinate with law enforcement. Will even take law enforcement with them and with their boats. So it's a great organization. Baton Rouge, family and friends, law enforcement officials are searching for the missing LSU student. And it talks about the Cajun Navy being involved here. And how that they were one of the first ones to be activated, even with the police out there. They had their boats out there on the water, and they were out there trying to find her, and to realizing if they were finding her in the water, that this was going to be a recovery, not a rescue. Because the bridge, I understand, is 175 feet from the water. You jump off 175 feet into the water, it's like hitting concrete. It is instant death. Not to say it's 100% death, but very few people have lived to fall that far into the water and lived. If they were to live when they hit the water being cold as it is, and much trash is in the water, the chances of you not drowning are very, very slim.
Janae Rose says her last TikTok was with her and her boyfriend, and it said, "Who would die first?"
Wow,
that's a little bit.
That is bizarre.
Okay, can I tell? When we lived.
For what? Just a minute. I want to ask about that TikTok.
That's Jenna Rose.
Jenna, did you see that yourself? Or is somebody reporting that?
Somebody said that it was on Nancy Grace.
Okay, I didn't watch Nancy Grace. I saw where she did report on it.
Okay.
but I didn't. I will go
Well,
back
we're
and
waiting on
watch
that
it though.
answer. Okay. So when we lived down at the beach, there was one spring break. There was a family that went to the condo. They stayed on the 14th floor of this condo, and the dad had had a few drinks down there by the pool, and the kids were in the pool playing. And the dad decided he wanted to go up to the condo for something. He goes up in the elevator, realizes he didn't have his key, and thought he had a great idea. No sense in going back down the elevator and get the key. He decided to go up and climb over the side and get into through the railing.
Yeah, the balcony.
While the family's down there, he does this, and they look up, and he is falling 14 floors. He fell, and he hit in the kiddie pool. He lived.
Yeah, it broke almost every bone in his body, but he lived.
And there are many times I've wondered about that man. I'd love to call him and just say, okay, I know when you were falling, you had to be thinking something, like, help me, God. What have you done with your life since then? I just can't believe it.
Yeah, I wonder about that TikTok video too. The wonder is why was that even been talking about? Was it?
Let me see. Whoops. Hold on. I'll mess up my screen. Okay. Let me see. It was a pillow challenge.
Oh, you mean if they're saying, well, if we put this pillow over your face, who would die first? That's weird. Either way, that's strange.
I don't play those games.
Yeah, and we look back on things like that, and it's kind of ironic that this is happening during that time.
Okay, Nancy Grace didn't mention anything on TikTok.
Okay. Never heard of it.
Okay. So the Cajun Navy is a great thing.
Great organization. Is something to support. They're just super organized.
Did you share about Millette case?
No, I didn't. We did. I know if y'all are keeping up with things. The Millette case. Apparently, there was some developments. It's been on the news the last couple of days, and actually, it was on Dr. Phil about that case where, and Dr. Phil kind of indicated that the husband probably need to talk to the husband, but I didn't watch the whole thing. So, did you watch it?
Nope, I went to bed. I was too tired.
Okay. Somebody said he put up about 30 seconds yesterday. Who are you talking to?
I don't know. Larry's a psycho. Whoever Larry is. True crime? Tyson has been on YouTube, but not videos yet, just in community chat.
I don't know what's going on with them right now.
Jenna Rose says, if you all have a TikTok, her username is Kori Gauthier, however you say that. Last video, watch the end. I don't have TikTok.
I don't either.
Michael does.
Hey, Michael, have you got TikTok? Do you have TikTok, Michael? No. Okay.
Okay, it says there was a recording of gunfire. I don't know what that is. Mr. T, why do you think she would leave her wallet and cell phone in her car?
Very strange. First off, I don't know any girl goes anywhere, or anybody young goes anywhere without their phone out of habit.
Yeah.
Even if they get out to do something out of habit, they're going to carry their phone.
Okay. Larry is Maya Millette's husband. Jenna Rose, MH says, thanks so much. I don't have TikTok. We'll ask my daughter to check it out, though.
Yeah, MH, if you could let us know.
Yeah, somebody let us know
about that. I don't have TikTok.
Beach Bum does. She said, I'll check it out.
Okay. I don't, for just a number of reasons.
I don't know how to TikTok.
I don't know how to TikTok.
We just finally figured out about tweeting.
Yeah.
We don't even know how to tweet.
I'm not on
I
Twitter.
can Facebook, but that's it.
I need to be on Twitter, but I'm not.
You are a Twitter.
But I barely get on Facebook. I'll tell you, I barely do. I'm getting where I don't particularly like Facebook.
Says Tyson said TikTok took him off, so he may be back on YouTube. Quit getting kicked off, Tyson.
I noticed that Dusty 321 Report is doing some shorts where he may be running them on TikTok. I don't know.
There's TikTok. There's what is some of them? Snapchat, TikTok.
Yeah.
Telegram.
And listen, you can tell your kids if they think Snapchat videos disappear, that is not right. They are held by the company.
Yep.
The company, and they will take them to the police or turn them over to law enforcement, or they can be subpoenaed in court and all that kind of stuff.
And your employers
It does
now,
not delete totally.
And your employers now are saying, give us your Facebook password, your Telegram, all your different passwords so that they can check you out.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
Maui, I do like his 321 cold calls.
Okay, listen, Maya Millette case. Neighbor recorded gunfire on audio.
Yeah, I heard that 6-7 shots or something.
Dusty called Barry's nephew today, and Barry's nephew hung up on him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is that the Rhonda? Is that the web thing?
I'm gonna click on it.
Copy it or click on it or whatever and see what
I'm gonna
comes
click
up.
on it, but I think I got to have. Okay, so her last. Oh, that's okay. All right, let's see. All right, come on, let's see what I've got it. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know what the volume is. Okay, they're pillow fighting, and I guess it's who's gonna die first. I can't hear it though. Oh. Maybe hush. No, I can't hear.
Well, are they happy?
Yeah, they're laughing.
What date?
They're hitting each other.
What date?
3:30. Ooh, he hit her hard though. But it's a pillow, so
Yeah.
you know you do hit hard with.
Hold on just a minute, guys. I'm gonna walk over there and let her show me.
You better hurry, because TikToks don't last very long. They're just hitting each other with a pillow. All right, watch. Here it goes.
Mm-hmm. Sure, that's not her brother.
Well, I don't think so. It was the last person she was seen with, right?
Somebody told I looked at a picture of that the other day, and somebody told me that was her brother. Is that her brother or is that her boyfriend?
She is. I agree, y'all. She is so cute.
You know. Either way, she seems
I
a
don't
lot
know
happier
what I
than
would
I.
TikTok if I got a TikTok thing. Yeah, that's right. It's owned by China, so.
Yeah.
Tyson was contacted by Nancy Grace.
That's great.
That is cool. Anna, we love you guys too.
Yeah, thank you very much. Who's Larry?
Larry is the Millette's husband.
Oh yeah, he needs to go to jail. Well, if he did it, let's just say that.
Well, they were talking about a pillow beach bum, so that's why I
well,
went to
beach
the pillow
bum.
one.
Go. One thing is, go and look at her other videos if she has any up, and see if there's anything in there that would kind of stand out to you. You know.
I don't know who that. See, I can't hear it, so I don't know who it is.
Well, even if you did care,
This is looks like her dad.
if there's
They're
any
dancing.
more,
Here's LSU.
if there's any more videos in there that would give you any type of hint, you know,
No,
better lifestyle.
She's a character.
They said she taught.
Yeah, here she's doing dance.
that she taught dancing to kids and everything too.
Yeah, this is her and her, I guess, her dorm room person dancing. Let's see who that is. No, I think that's her boyfriend because he's got LSU stuff, and she pulls him into the car with her and smiling like crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Copy down that. What am I doing here? I copied somebody. I highlighted somebody by accident. Twitch. Twitch due to my age. Yeah.
All of her videos just about her dancing.
Yeah. Who did we lose? We lose Rhonda? Roman? Rowan?
Rowan.
Rowan?
Rowan.
Yeah, I wish Rowan would come back. I hate that we made him mad and made her mad. TikTok, yeah, TikTok's owned by China. But that, I mean, probably half of the stuff you have in your house was made in China. I mean, I try to buy European or American as much as I can, but all of the, I mean, I got an Apple computer because Apple's the best, but most of my drone is made in China. DJI, I've got DJI action cams. I've got, even GoPros I think are made in China. My batteries in my RV are made over in China. So, yeah, you can't help it.
Okay, Stacy, we will be praying for your daughter, Casey. They're taking her to remove cancer from her thyroid. We will definitely have her in our prayers. How old is your daughter? She's 27. What are you doing?
I was looking at that with talking about Sandra Chapman. Sandra, they said you were always special in Tyson's life. Did you have a missing person in your life also, Sandra? Or are you just good friends with Tyson, or? What was I was trying to read the comments below. Rowan, I think, was a girl. It's hard to tell, to be honest with you. Rowan, to you, girl. Yes, and we made a comment about something probably political, didn't we? That
I think it was between the vaccine and political.
Yeah, anyway, which
And
we try not to do that, and we've since apologized because we hate to lose someone that's actively involved with the show and the channel. We have about 87% of our audience never subscribes, and it's not just me. That's across YouTube. 87% of YouTubers that watch videos never subscribe, and there's another channel that I follow a lot. It's a sailing channel called Sailing La Vagabond, and he's got over 1,300,000 subscribers. And he was saying on his last video, he said, "I wish we could pick up the other 87% that doesn't ever subscribe." So, we just got people to come in and they watch us for however long they watch us, and then they never subscribe. And I hate to lose anybody, especially somebody we really cared about. So, but we've made amends as far as trying to apologize and trying to stay off the political bandwagon. But sometimes you're going to make people mad and they're going to leave. And I'm sorry about that. It is what it is. Well, welcome. You said that you just found us. Welcome, Jack. You and me have the same last name, although y'all spell mine without the E. I've always heard that the E is you have to have the E. You have money.
Sandra said my son passed away, but I have spoken with Tyson on the phone.
Oh, great. Well, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry about your son. Very sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was typing, so if I missed some stuff, I'm going to go back and try to read real quick.
Yeah, welcome, Jack.
Jack, where are you from?
Where are you from, Jack? Country or
South
town?
Carolina. He's from the
South
country.
Carolina. You from the South. You're a member of the Southern states.
Fried okra, tater green,
tater
tots.
We actually had
pinto beans and cornbread.
And sweet potato fries today.
Amber just texted me. She's going to watch the potato chip cookie recipe.
Yeah, Dana, we put out this coming Thursday. A video is going to be on another one we did. What was the other one? Oh, your fried cabbage, wasn't it?
Fried cabbage.
Yeah, fried cabbage. And we always eat fried cabbage with bacon. It's very, very good. Yeah, I didn't get but 2 of those cookies, by the way, just 2.
Well,
2.
You didn't need any more than that. We were just doing it for a recipe because Amber had asked for that.
Yeah, but you're taking the rest of them to your daddy's place.
For this weekend.
And you'll eat a bunch of them.
Nope. When Mindy didn't come. Nope, I'm being good.
Okay. Yeah, we'd appreciate it if you hit the like button, give us a thumbs up if you would. Thumbs up.
No thumbs down this time.
Yeah, give us a thumb button. Give us a thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. And if you are just watching this, I would appreciate it if you subscribe. It does help our numbers with YouTube. And we do appreciate it. We've been here a little over an hour and 9 minutes. I had a video of my dog doing a new trick that a new trick with our dog Maggie, but somehow or another it got messed up and I lost it. So that's better than losing a whole 2 hours of film. I lost that the other day. 2 solid hours of GoPro film about the RV, and so I had to redo it.
And Michael taped me.
Right. Michael taped my wife making a whole meal, and he didn't know it, but the battery was dead in the mic, so we didn't have any.
None of us knew it.
None of us knew it till I started editing, and I said, "Well, did y'all put the mic on?"
There's nothing worse than losing a child. Tommy and I adopted Mindy, our daughter, when she was 7 months old. And when she was 7, we had a young lady come to us and wanted us to adopt her baby. And so for 7 months, we were a part of her life. She made sure that we had the nursery done, and I was in the delivery room when the baby was born. And after about 5 days, she changed her mind and took him back. And that was one of the hardest things that we've ever had to go through.
Yeah, pretty
And
tough.
this little boy that we were supposed to get ended up in protective custody when he was 5, and he had been mentally, sexually, verbally, and physically abused. And our hearts were broken because that was supposed to be our son.
And then, but God knew what he was doing. He, somebody said, Funky Coleman. We ended up adopting our son Dakota, and a couple months after that, I think a year after that, I don't remember how long it was. Okay, that's about it. It's an hour and 12 minutes. We're gonna close it out now, and we just remember that family of Cora.
And also Duncan's
Guthrie.
family, because I think they may not have buried him yet, because sometimes different ethnic groups have longer times. I'm not sure.
Plus the autopsy for
autopsy and everything.
Maurice Dunkson. He was murdered in Tuskegee. Also, but the family here of Cora, we're going to pray that this is not her that they found. But in that prayer, you got to remember to pray for who is ever parents of the person they did find. But either way, everybody needs it. That family is going through a whole lot for sure. Kathy C., did you see what she wrote? Also lost a baby girl.
Yes, and as born-again Christians, we have the assurance that we will see those children again, especially the ones that, if you lost a child that was a baby, they go straight to the arms of God. Okay. Well, we're going to call it a night, and we hope to see you on Friday. No, Wednesday, tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Today's Tuesday, baby. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Why you doubt me? I have to find all your stuff. Y'all, he's driving me crazy these days. I lost my glasses. I can't find my sunglasses. I don't know where my shoes are. And y'all, he looks, but I promise y'all, I have to find. It's not funny. I've spent half this week looking for your stuff you lost. Well, I did lose my camera. Yeah. That was sitting on the dash of the RV. Yeah. I did lose my sunglasses, my prescription sunglasses, and Michael found those on the back seat of the car. He can't find I anything. Did lose my glasses did break, so I had to take them back to place I bought them. No, he can't find and then anything. I do occasionally lose things in the house. This is no lie. This is no lie. This is what my husband does. Have you seen my shoes? I'm not really sure where I left my shoes. Really? Place I already searched. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We'll see y'all back tomorrow or Thursday. We on Thursday? No. We're on Wednesday? Tomorrow. Okay, I'll be remote. Yeah, you will be remote. I'll be remote. You'll have to remind me because I forgot today. I will be in Tennessee with my dad. My brothers have asked me to take him to the doctor on Thursday, so I will be with my dad on Thursday. So I'm going up to spend the night with him and maybe play some dirty board with him. And anyway, then I'll be back on Thursday, and then Friday night we'll see you from the RV. Hopefully that we'll have internet. You never can tell up there. All righty. Aaron, that's correct. Tommy can't live without me because he didn't know where I hide his underwear.
Nah. It's that little drawer that says underwear on it. Long as I can still read, I'll be all right.
Michael, they said, come here. Come over here. Come here.
No.
Come here. Come here. Get in this face. Please, come here.
It'd be easier
Michael,
to drag Maggie into the
Here,
camp.
come here.
Yeah.
Michael.
They want to see you, Michael.
Michael, here. Michael. You better get over here.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
in the film now, Michael.
He won't behave, y'all. I've been trying to get him over here so you could say hello. Is he
It'd
in
be
the
easier to get dog cam.
There he is. Woo! That's Michael. Wait,
Okay.
Michael.
No.
You're already on there.
Well,
You took care of that America's Most Wanted, didn't you?
Yeah, you're not worried about America's Most Wanted anymore. Okay.
All right. All right. Well, we will. Maybe I can get Michael to be my co-host tomorrow.
Michael could sit here and read the questions. That would be awesome.
What about
And
Michael?
then I could do a little cameo.
mm,
Becky Pooh says,
I probably
Michael is so cute.
I would contaminate the chat with all that weird internet culture you'd have.
And you know what we're trying to do is get Michael married off to a
Rich Asian doctor.
Oh, you're gonna put that piece of lore out.
All right.
Wait, what? Oh, come here. Come here. Here's the baby. This is the Barker. Where's the Barker? Look at the picture. Look
The
at
rat
the look.
dog.
Look. She says, where do I look? I don't know where to look. Come on. They want you on here, Michael. So you can come.
Oh,
Maggie's-
jealous.
Maggie's jealous. She says, no, I want on there too. Maggie, yes, Maggie's jealous. Hidden Gracie.
I thought I carried her
Come
around
here.
a little
Come
bit.
here. Come here.
Brittany, this
Right,
is not
yeah,
a
dog.
cat. This is a dog.
Yeah, a rat
She
dog.
thinks you're a cat.
A rat dog.
This is. Maggie's jealous.
Jealous as
Oh,
can
my
be.
goodness. Okay, she's down. Here. Come here. You want up here? Come on. Now look. Okay, look. Look. Oh, my goodness. Look. Okay. Is she seeing her at all?
Yeah.
Look. Turn around. Listen. Turn around. Tell them you learned your trick. Tell them you learned a trick.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go. I'm putting us going out. We'll see y'all tomorrow night.
Bye, baby.
We love y'all.
Tell them.